That heifer right there just don't even care.
Brace yourself now.
Action.
Hey y'all.
What do you say, folks? Hope everybody having a fine Sunday evening as I kick off my old man slippers. Kick back in the recliner here. Since we're going to visit for a spell.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot a fat. You know what I'm saying? If y'all read the description, you know. Same song, different verse every week. But
Every week.
Every week. But like I say, hope everybody having a good weekend. We've had a
Beautiful weather-wise.
we have indeed rain come in late Friday night, really early Saturday. Well, really Thursday and Friday. We finally got some good ground soaking rain, just what we needed for a couple of days. Then it pushed on out yesterday morning, and we was able to enjoy a beautiful day up. And some of y'all caught the video there. Appreciate y'all checking it out. For the ones of you interested in the old history.
Oh yeah, we got to go to the festival.
Yep, went to the Surrender Festival. I'll wait for Mr. Russell Koopman to get in here before I send my remark on that. I told him in the message, but
We're buffering. Are we buffering y'all, or is it just on our end?
it's probably us again. Everything's slow. We're gonna get that fast internet around here. We just got sunshine pumped in last week, so hopefully the fiber optic internet won't be too far behind it.
I don't know. I kind of think they're giving up because they was laying that fiber optic line on the other side of the highway from us, and they shattered the main water line and put everybody for a 5-mile stretch out of water for like 7 hours.
They sure did. You talk about in a fuss, because I was a victim of their nonsense. And
he come out hot at me. I mean, but come out the gate like a raging bull, talking about what are you doing? I was like, you need to go talk to them little Mexicans out on the highway with that backhoe they don't know how to operate.
they sure did. I was getting my weekly shower, and I'll be doggone if they didn't hit the water line in the middle of it and just shut the water off. And I was like, what in the world's going on here? I know we paid the bill kind of thing. And that's when I come out, guns a-blazing.
He thought I'd turn the washing machine on and started washing dishes at the same time. No, dear.
I don't want to get worked up on that again. I'm just now getting over that. You know what I'm saying?
I am. I know what you're saying.
Where's I at? Where am I going? I ain't even got started good yet, and I don't even know where I'm going.
Oh boy, I'm trying to keep up with the chat and
beautiful weather. Ziggy, what's happening, my man? Hope you're doing well up there in the north of the border there.
I think he swapped internets with us.
Well, the man deserves some good internet. Much mess he's been through trying to get on lives and this and that. Let me run through and holler at some of y'all real quick, and we'll get into the.
That's awesome, Ian. I think the bees love us when they're in the mood too.
DC, good to see you, man. Tom, good to see you. Clay, good to see you, Captain. Keith Spillman, Miss Michelle up there in that fine country. Mr. Rodney Middleton, man, just killing it every year, kind of thing. One day, I hope. Collector Rick, good to see you, man. Dennis Cheryl, good to see you. Grayson, good to see you, bud. Mr. James Noel, our longest member there. Miss Ann, good to see you, ma'am. Frank, good to see you. Mr. Russell Cookman's in here, so hold tight. I know you got it in the comment, but to explain it the rest of the way, just a minute. Where was that? Mr. Russell Coopman, Miss Sharon, good to see y'all. Ziggy, like I say, up there north of the border on the Canadian side there. Block Farm, good to see you. Norm, good to see you, Captain. Let's see. Make sure I don't miss none of y'all right back.
Don't be rude.
I'm not being rude. And it wouldn't be to any of y'all because ain't nobody upset me. It's technology. Y'all know how it goes around here. Mr. Dan Weaver, missed you. Hope you was able to catch the reenactment. But like I said, we go try to check that out every year. And that was for the ones of you that enjoy that. I guess the long story short of it.
It's a small town thing.
It is a small town thing, but there's a huge bit of history involved in that there. Mm-hmm. And I know some historians may have a fit, especially the ones that are die-hard war between the states. But up there in Central is where that war officially ended. That was it. Appomattox was one thing, but the war officially ended in that little old small town about 10 minutes north of us here. And they do a reenactment every year in honor of the soldiers from that event, this and that. But if you head south of Central, they went down to the McGee farm. And that is considered the last Appomattox. That's where the final paperwork was signed at the McGee farm. Both generals from the north and south met up there, went back to Central. They stood under a big old oak tree and read off the paperwork, said, "It's over, boys, officially." And that ended the war there in that little old small town of Central, Alabama. But like I said, we enjoy it. But
we do. I love going through the old depot and stuff. They turned the old train depot into a museum up there now. It still sits in the same place, but right on the highway.
Old depot? Mm-hmm. What you have? Yeah, kind of. But well, where the depot sits now, excuse us, Todd.
I mean, like that's I get the newest depot, but that is an old.
Oh, that's the original depot.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. That they built back when. And they was able to save it. Man, that's the best part. And I know that camera don't give it.
Didn't let up no slack with the cannon. They fired the cannons all the way through the whole battle this year. Normally it's just an exchange kind of at the beginning and then it's the soldier fight or whatever. But
it was one of the best reenactments that they've done that I've been to.
They had several more people out there reenacting too. So it was really fun. But there was a little kid out there that was tripping us out the whole time. His hat was bigger than he was. Yeah, well, that little old fella couldn't have been 6 years old, and they gave him a black powder rifle, and he was running around, and he got him a prisoner.
He got him a Confederate kind of thing, and it
was funny.
It was pretty good.
No, Mr. Russell, we didn't wear earplugs, and that first one caught me slap off guard.
Them babies will rock your insides, but boom, like I say, you could hear it going through the town, which it ain't nothing but pine forest up that way anyhow. And whenever Mr. Russell, whenever y'all come down 45, y'all came right down through Citronelle. I know you said you ain't ever taken that route again, but when y'all did come, y'all come through that town right there. And we had to make the bad phone call on the way home to Mr. Donnie. They surrendered again, Mr. Donnie. This has been going on for over a century, and we still surrendering to them every year. at this reenactment. One
You
day.
think they let us have it one time?
I know it, but
We thought better than them this year.
we sure did. Them boys put on a show. Some old gal come running out. They had them. They got her as a hostage, what have you, or
Yeah, because they raided the scout camp house.
Yeah.
They come out with the lieutenant and the lady.
and she was in a big old antebellum dress and this and that, and the Confederates was picking on the Yankees about taking a woman prisoner, and they took everybody off to the side, the prisoners, and it was funny because after a moment or so, they got everybody around the wood line where you really couldn't see much until they come out fighting again. But all you heard was a southern voice of a woman. I ain't did nothing. And that ended it right there. We all fell out hearing that woman talking about she ain't done nothing. Leave her alone.
But that was the start of the rebel revolt because they all broke away after she started that. Everybody hit the woods and the fight was on again. So she was DC. She was the only lady. No, there was one more lady, but she wasn't like in the reenactment part. All of them were like you could hear they were trash talking each other, doing their. They even like it was kind of funny to us. They made a note at the end that like we're all Southern at heart, even though some of us are wearing blue today. We're all from the South. I was like, that's why the trash talking makes so much sense now. The way y'all was cutting up with each other. It was fun though. It was really good to watch.
Definitely had a good time, enjoyed ourselves. Went through all that. I guess on yours too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's probably just trying to work through this computer and everything. Well, I guess as long as it keeps rolling up there, and we got a full battery this time, and it ain't running down to end the show. Eric, good to see you, brother. Appreciate you dropping by.
Oh, Mr. Russell, we tried something new. I had never in my life heard of it, but oh my word. I went back to the food truck and got another order to bring home for supper.
We're going to food already,
Well, Mr. Russell asked, did they have good food there? Like, yeah, they had good food there. I think it was called Fat Maddie's Barbecue.
Yep.
The man was super, super nice. We talked to him a little bit, had his own homemade sauces and all. But he has come up with a brisket egg roll, like a fried up egg roll. But it had like shredded brisket, onions and peppers and corn and cheese all rolled up in an egg roll thing and fried. And oh my gosh, it was incredible. I was like, I'm going to figure out how to make these things at home.
I took your word for it. I didn't get on.
He didn't try
the egg
them.
roll.
He was on the barbecue sandwiches.
Yeah, I couldn't, man.
But, oh, it was so good.
Some of the best pulled pork barbecue sandwiches. Cause that's one of the things we enjoy each year. Because I won't eat no breakfast or nothing, and she knows where I'm going as soon as we get there. I'm going to find the lady that cooks the brisket for 14 and a half hours at her house.
But that lady wasn't there this year. We usually go straight to her because she's been cooking brisket up there for 30 years kind of thing. But oh, it was good. Yeah, DC, he made his own Carolina Gold, I think he called it, barbecue. It's like a honey mustard barbecue sauce. It was so good. He even gave me a little cup of it to bring home with me. But that's what I dipped the egg rolls in. But oh my word, it was good. It was so good.
It was good enough, like she said. She knew when we first got there, you go get you a sandwich? I said, yeah, because I ain't had nothing all morning, and I'm getting showing up hungry.
It was 10:40 a.m. at this point.
I'll get it for a sandwich.
Had nothing all morning.
And went and got me one. We had that. We sat down and we ate, walked around, looked at everybody doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had went down the road for a minute, turned around and come back. And she was like, you want to go get a sandwich to take home before he runs out? I was like, oh, yeah, Lord, yeah. So we went and got a couple more sandwiches, and she got some more of them egg roll things, and we loaded up. Then we went and watched the show. But
I had never heard of a brisket egg roll before. I'd never seen that. But it was good. It was so worth it.
I want to know where he gets that pulled pork from, because, buddy, I tell you, that pulled pork was something else. Sonny's is okay compared to that. That was, you could tell that was some old boy that been, well, he said he'd been up the morning before and he started at 3 a.m. working on pulled pork.
I believe it.
And worked all the way to get things going. But good time, good time. That's what I'm talking about. Pull the bark and give me the fat shavings off of it. We'll go through that again. If there's any fatness on there, I'll take it off your hand. Don't you worry. Eat every bit of it. But on to, you want to do the prayer list and I'll get into.
Did you scribble beekeeping news on paper towel?
Yeah, I couldn't find a piece of paper, so I used the paper towels to write beekeeping news on. Yeah. I didn't want to mess up the prayer book just jotting stuff down. You've done a good job at keeping that thing clean.
You're so cute.
And I was like, well, I can't find a piece of paper. I got a paper towel here and ink could go on it. Okay. But y'all, if there's anybody we need to add to, or you got praise report, let us know. There's many on here that showing up, continue using prayers.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we got Mr. Mark and Miss Crystal, Mr. Pat, Miss Deb, Mike Tangway and his family, DC's mama, Philip's mama, his friends BJ and his wife, our favorite Miss Leona, Steve Amos's father-in-law, PJ Hanley, Sarah and her family, Mr. Randy's mother-in-law, Miss Janae Wood, Kenneth and Chris Wilkinson, Redfish's wife, Miss Janet, Kenneth Allen's family, Rodney Middleton and his family, Dan Garrison's daughter, Miss Jolynn, Clay Bunner's grandbabies, Keith Laramore's cousin, Russell Amon's wife, Miss Brenda, Lee's mama, Miss Brenda Johnson, Keith Barnhill and his family, little Emma Hoskins, Greg Dunn, Phil Kent's mama, Russell Koopman's granddaughter, Tim's brother Jamie, Mr. Dan and his church, Shaw Wee, Jen's dad, Gary Stewart, Castle Hives Brian and his family, Blaine's great nephew, Haley Baker, Lee's cousin Stephanie, all our nation's service members, Shauna and her family, James Knoll, Keith Laramore's mama, my brother Jacob, James Pell, Justin Jenkins, Bucks B's wife, Allie Baker, Marty from Yes Honey, baby Lucas' parents Zach and Kiera, Lee's wife Miss Renee, DC's friend Miss Bree and her daughter Ivy, Jace and his family, Russell Amon's cousin Ricky, Clay's daughter Allie Bunner, Sarah's son-in-law, Tim's mama Miss Mary, Mr. Ed and his YouTube channel, Mr. Donnie, Jack and Danae and that new grandbaby they got, and then Tom Mack and his family, his mother-in-law passed away this past week, so y'all for sure remember their family. And then Dennis Cheryl's stepdad. So if I missed anybody, y'all please let me know.
You got the pen.
Just realized I'm almost out of coffee. Okay, give me a break.
Beekeeping, as far as around here,
It's been raining so much, we didn't get to do a lot of actual beekeeping. We did peppermint treatments.
Yeah, got the peppermint done on everybody. That's the main priority. As far as job, I guess, besides waiting on them to draw out a little bit more. We're kind of in between privet, if you will. There's some of it that had already bloomed, and we still got a little bit of it trying to bloom. And I'm gonna say this rain that we got the last couple of days really, really gonna help on that end, on top of all the wildflowers blooming. And to you people in the North Country, I got to say thank y'all for this fine weather y'all have sent down here to us.
I don't ever remember it being this cool in May. Normally we are sweating to death by now.
Oh yeah,
like melting.
Our lows was in the high 40s night before last and last night, and I think we'll kind of start cranking on up. We'll be getting in the 50s and 60s at night and start staying there a little bit. Way them weatherman jawing on the YouTube. The stuff's supposed to be pretty nice for at least the next week or so. So
Yeah.
we will take full advantage.
Complain about it at all.
No, got all that done. Like I say, pepperminted them, checked on everybody. We pulled a few frames to make some room because there was one colony that we did get into the other week, and they had wonky cones.
It was a disaster zone in there.
Yeah. So we didn't pull any of it then. I think it was this past Monday. Went out there and said, "Look, I'm gonna go pull them frames. I know there's one piece where we can get some cut comb off of from where they had stores over the winter. Pull that one frame, and I don't know, 6 or 8 more. We ended up pulling. Got us a few gallons of honey out of it, this and that, and we turned that cut comb into how many jars of cut comb we get out of that? 3, 6, 9, 12.
14 pints. A quart and a half a pint.
Okay, so
16 and a half pints. I don't know how many gallons that is. I can't do that in my head.
a good bit we got out of it, thank goodness.
Mr. Dan said they've had a heavy frost every morning since last Monday. Redfish said it was 38 at his house last night.
Yeah, a little chilly. I know some, who was it? Old Phil, 33 Mile Phil. I seen on the Book of Faces. I was nosing around on that thing the other day, and Phil was a little upset about, this is a northern thing, I reckon, because you don't see nothing like this down here in the South, but undoubtedly orchard fans.
What's that?
It's like a big old fan that's in the middle of orchards, or several big old fans. And what it sounds like is a helicopter, basically, from what he was recording or hearing the sound of.
What's the purpose of that?
When that frost comes in on them young buds, on them fruit trees up there.
Oh, it's like a wind to keep the frost.
Yeah, it draws that hotter air down to the ground and keeps from messing with the young foliage on the plants.
Oh.
But apparently they run them all night long, so it sounds like helicopters in your backyard all night long for however many days it's going to frost.
Yeah, that could get old.
But I forgot where I was going with that.
You just talking about Phil being upset.
Yeah. Oh, well, pulled our honey. Got that done. Let's see. Let me show you some of the cut comb. It's older comb. I'm pretty sure it's going to be. Let me turn around that way. Y'all probably see it better. But there's that. Or one of them out of there. And then pretty sure because we split two different parts. We poured the rest of what we got out of that cutout the other week into a lot of them cut comb jars, and then we spun what we knew was this season. And I tell you, Keith Spillman, I'm beginning to see why you were running them mediums, my friend. No joke.
Hmm.
And that's our spring stuff there. That may be too much light on that thing.
It's a whole lot lighter though.
Yeah, but pretty stuff, and it's got a
It's
good taste to it as well.
It's got a different taste than what we usually have. I don't know what they're getting into.
There's a hint of some kind of heavy floral in it. It's not a
But
fruit.
me and Mr. Donnie kind of tastes like a citrusy taste to it.
Y'all got weird taste buds.
How do you know you don't have weird taste?
Mine are just right. They right on top.
One.
Look, y'all, that's crazy. A lot.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
But yeah, Mr. Donnie was happy to get his jar. We sent him a quart or took it up there to him. Said, "Here you go, my man." And buddy, was he happy to get it?
Saved him some big old fat pieces of cone.
Well, he broke it down to us. He said, "The honey that goes in my coffee I buy from the store, and I pretty much don't. I know it's kind of local. We could even in our local Hoggly Woggly, I'll pull and look and see where the honey is from on the shelves up there. Whenever it says raw, all natural, organic, you know what the labels say.
Oh no!
And it'll be from like Louisiana. Then on what the Hoggly Woggly sells, their brand, it'll be from like Argentina, Venezuela, Colombia. I mean,
everywhere.
Not in our land. Y'all know what I'm saying? The 48 here kind of thing. And he said all that honey that he buys from the Hoggly Woggly goes in his coffee. Because he said, as we was talking to him, he's like, "Well, I'm going to stop and get me some honey." We're like, "Mr. Donnie, we're bringing you a quart. You don't need to buy any." Well, that's when he explained.
Like, no, that's my biscuit honey.
Yes.
Is what y'all are bringing me. It's like, I don't put that in coffee. I put it on something I can sure enough taste it. It's like, okay. I'll take that as a compliment.
So all of his local honey are the ones that like Leah send us some from time to time to send to him, and it was, I think it's Mr. Randy sent him some of the sourwood to try that he didn't like. And buddy, that jar gone.
Yeah, he liked it. Did you see Eric's comment? He said he was at Flower Street Brian's booth today at the market, and a woman walks up and picks up a container of comb honey and says, "What do you do with that?"
I would just have to pass that along to my wife and have to turn around. It'll be one that
you said something.
Well, it's more of a decor piece you put out, this and that. That's why we're selling this for $25 a piece for the decor. If you get the kind that you can ingest, $12.99 plus tax. I'll hook you up. But we did inquire on, hopefully, if we have a good season and we can get us a good stock and put some up, we inquired on possibly next year up at the festival, the Surrender Oak.
Oh, yeah.
Of getting us a booth and trying it out, see what happens. We couldn't, I mean, what they was charging for you to set a booth up, we was like, well, yeah, heck yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, cheapest I had ever heard it. And two, they used to do a farmer's market on that big old deck out back the Catholic church. Let's see about going up there too.
Well, we know the
preacher at the Catholic church.
I don't
We don't call him Father or anything. We just call him Mr. John.
Well, I call him
But
Preacher John.
He's so nice though. Like he's from Ireland. Like he grew up in Ireland, so he talks so
Just like
cool, and he has the coolest stories because he still goes back a couple, 3 times a year. He flies home to see his family. But he just said, the Lord put him here. I was like, how in the world do you end up in Citronelle, Alabama, all the way from Ireland?
Way over there. Because he said he'll go back from time to time and drive, I guess, their version of big trucks over there.
Yeah.
And he'll drive all around the coast. And he showed us all kind of pictures.
Pictures of, oh my word. But he's super, super, super nice. Really easy to talk to.
So I know that would
probably let us set up a little table back there.
Because Hannah bringing cookies too.
That's it. Because he let us metal detect all over the place up there.
He will let us do that. God love him. Like when we ain't beekeeping, I know some of y'all probably heard us talk about it, but we enjoy metal detecting as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that old Catholic church has been up there since the mid 1800s. And we've got some pretty cool pieces of stuff we found up there, this and that. But, ever since we talked to old preacher man John, we kind of become good friends, this and that, storytelling. And
no, he wasn't in the reenactment. I think he'd probably say he's a little bit too old for that. He's got to be pushing 80 or so, right?
He's going up there pretty good. Mm-hmm. It would be cool to listen to him in that accent, yell out, no matter whatever side he was on, just hear him hollering and pooping and carrying on. It would have been cool to hear him.
Thick Irish accent, like big time thick.
Yeah, there ain't no denying where that man was born and raised. Mm-mm. You definitely look at him and go, you ain't from around here. But we welcome you, my friend.
Well, we're originally from where he's from. He said if you find a silver dollar, it's probably mine. I lost it up here, but it may have rolled. I didn't find a silver dollar, but we found a couple silver $half up there.
Mm-hmm. Got a Walk of Liberty $50. Then we found a one Benjamin at your grandma's. Then we found, I think, a couple of Kennedys up at the church. If I remember right.
Indian one.
Yeah, and we found several Indian pennies up there at the church because people dropping them pennies all over the place. But find some good stuff.
Mr. Dan lost the $20 gold piece we found.
Hey. Y'all will know without me telling y'all if we ever come up on something like that. Mm. Woo! The oldest coin we got, and I found it laying on the ground. It was a 1721, and I found it in the year 2021. French colonies, just laying on top of the ground at this old boy's place. But that was our oldest one we got. But yeah, we got quite a bit of silver in our little treasure chest up there, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Eric, I hope if you bought some honey, you tried Brian's lemon cream honey. Because that stuff is so worth buying. The kids didn't even save me none to make a glaze for a pound cake out of.
No, Nolly tried to get me the other day. My uncle Tim, I'm out of honey. Can you help me out? And I was like, what are you talking about? Y'all done ate all that honey? Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We ate it all. Well, I done a little bit of investigating, got with his mama. And she's like, he ain't ate all that honey. He's just trying to hit you up for some more so he can get him a good little stash built up. Because undoubtedly he ain't want to share with his brothers and sisters too much.
Yeah, he's hoarding it.
So he's being a little rascal about things on that, but that's the worst he's doing. Uncle Tim will let you get away with it, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Are you allowed to metal detect out there, Mr. Dan?
Gettysburg?
No, he said, rumor has it there's Civil War gold stashed on Chestnut Ridge, 30 miles east of here.
I don't know, but if it's anything like that, what's that show where they've been trying Oak Island? Man,
I ain't never seen that.
ugh. It's like,
That says it all.
I mean, I'm all for a scavenger hunt, this and that. Let's try to find the rubies and the pearls and that kind of thing.
Are you?
Yeah, but these dudes are spending ain't no telling how many millions of dollars they spent on this island trying to find the treasure that's on that thing. And what just turned me away from it is like they find a small little piece of something and this is it. We're on top of it. And then the next show, no, they didn't find nothing. They're going to go start digging somewhere else. And the same thing, oh, we found an artifact and this is where it's got to be. No, and they've been dragging the show out for the last however long trying to find their treasure. I hope they find it. But it's
Yeah.
like, I'm done. Y'all, you got me.
Yeah.
So if you can battle the copperheads and crawl amongst the eastern diamondbacks, you can wonder all about.
Snake chaps fix that.
I got a good pair of chaps. Yeah, copperheads I ain't worried about. You can take a bite from a copperhead and you're pretty well going to be okay.
I'm gonna wear snake chap.
But that eastern diamondback,
I don't want no part of that.
no, not at all. Because that joker can and will put you in a bind. Quickness. Her daddy called us up the other day. He was out there cutting the yard and he said,
me, Bolo.
Oh, yeah, the Bolo message. There's a 5-footer out here. Watch out for him. Big old diamondback. Like, all right. We'll keep an eye out for him. You seen Philip?
Yeah, he's driving.
Okay. I know he's one of the main ones that ask about this, as some of you others do as well. But we took little Okie out the other night, the flying squirrel,
Yeah, we did.
to turn her loose. Well, got out there right about probably about an hour before dark so she could kind of still see where she was at, wouldn't get confused, so on and so forth. And got everything set up. I got her little house out, was fixing to put it up on the tree up there for her so she know where home was for the most part, but she can be free where she belongs.
Had myself all worked up. Well, look, she's not gonna say goodbye. She smells freedom. She's gonna bolt. She sees that oak tree. She's gonna bolt.
Nope.
She wouldn't let go of my arm for a while.
No.
Wouldn't let go of my arm. Kind of thing. He finally took her and put her on the tree, and she jumped back to me twice and hid in my hair. And then the third time he put her on the tree, that poor little thing just froze. She wouldn't even blink. She wouldn't move, nothing. But she wanted no part of the outside at all.
So
I was like, it's gonna storm. How can we make her stay out here? She's this scared. Like, I never dreamed she wouldn't fly up an oak tree when we put her on it. Never dreamed.
So I guess she's going to be a permanent part here since she don't want to go. I tried everything under the sun to get that little squirrel to go. Bumping her on her backside, run her up the tree, walk away from her. Nope.
Nothing.
She jumped right back over to Handy Boo every single time or fly over to her kind of thing. So
could not believe she didn't want no part of it at all. So
I thought about that, Mr. Dan, to start taking her outside and letting her, I guess, play, if you will.
Yeah.
And kind of see how that goes. And if she'll start running up and down them trees pretty good, then maybe she'll take on off. Because I was out there last night trying to look for something, and I seen a couple of her people going through the trees with the Q-beam. So There's several
Mhm.
little families around here. Just got to get her little tail to know that her kind is
They
out
live
here.
around here. I know, but I just didn't have the heart to make her stay. As scared as she was, I told him anything and be able to get her because she ain't gonna. She was froze.
Oh yeah, she knew where she could go to hide, and that was in her hair.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, we'll keep trying at her. I hope she'll eventually take to it and go be a
I do
squirrel.
too, because I mean I don't wanna just keep her in that little aquarium. We're gonna move her though. We're gonna put her in the 60-gallon one until she makes up her mind if she wants to live outside or not. At least give her some more room. But she didn't want no part of it. It wasn't even a fight getting her. She dove back in her house as soon as I walked over there. Went and hid in her little bed.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm not gonna make you stay. I just didn't have the heart to.
And since Danae's in here on this one, I know she's going to get a showing up kick out of this. It's a sad story, but at the same time, there is a soft spot in Handy Boo's heart for Buttons Guinea out there. You can tell him, tell him.
Just a poor stupid thing. I don't know what the mail has come up missing. Okay, but all day long, she woke me up this morning at 6 o'clock something. All day, this guinea has just walked around the yard calling her mate, who's not coming, because I ended up tromping all over this 5 acres in my pajamas this morning because I felt so bad for that stupid guinea walking around the yard crying.
I knew she loved him.
I don't love them,
She loves
but
him.
it's heartbreaking seeing something that sad
She
and
don't love him.
lonely.
But she told me, she said, call the people and get you 2 more guineas.
No, I said get you another male for her.
2 more.
If you have to, you can buy a set.
That's what I heard. Get a pair of them.
That's all you heard. No, it's just I felt it's heartbreaking. It's really sad. She's not even eating bugs. She's just moping around the yard, screaming for the other one, and I can't take it. But nobody has adult guineas for sale. I messaged 15 people on Facebook looking for him another stupid guinea. Because I don't want this one to go bonkers like the last one, grieving itself pure to death. But it's sad. It's really, really sad. She's heartbroken. And it's too stupid to understand that the other one ain't coming home no matter how much she screams her head off. I was like, good grief. I don't know, Eric. The only thing I can figure is like a big old, or like what he said, like a big old owl. Because it wasn't a feather one. I even went to the very back of the corner at an old fox den my daddy found last year and could not find a feather one anywhere on our property. Absolutely nothing.
Usually we'll find a crime scene.
Yeah.
Especially with them chickens, and with that guinea, it's going to be the same way. But there'll be a crime scene somewhere. And we both bounced all over between our property and her daddy's spot over there, and nothing.
Toted it way off. Whatever got it. There's some big old hawks out here, but I really feel like that guinea was too big for the hawks we see, but there is a couple of massive owls out here. And it wouldn't surprise me at all. That was the first thing we thought. He got mad at her and tromped off for a while. She's just pitiful because the only rooster we have left after the fox and possum massacre has discovered that our neighbors across the highway have a whole pen full of hens over there, but they don't have a single rooster because they just want eggs. Well, he is in heaven strutting around the outside trying to find a way to get in that pen. So we've been having to keep him locked up.
I had to go
Every
get him today.
time Tim lets him out, he goes back over there.
And how the highway does not get him, I don't know if he's looking both ways, but we now know why the chicken crossed the road.
Hmm.
And he
At
gets
least
across
that
that thing.
one.
And I let him out. I put him in chicken prison for about 4 or 5 days, thinking, okay, I'm gonna lock him up. Maybe he'll keep his tail over here. Then the guinea situation this morning, I was like, well, I'm gonna let him out and maybe he'll occupy that guinea hen. Nope.
He bolted straight across the highway.
Right on over there. So I went over that way about lunchtime and seen the neighbor outside, and I said, man, is that chicken over here? He said, oh yeah, he's back here at the pen with them hens. I was like, let me go catch that idiot. I'm gonna have to lock him back up. But
Mm-hmm.
I got a little bit to talk about, just kind of some odd and ends on the honey end. I had me a brilliant idea, marketing idea of selling honey, but if you thinking if I just worded it just right, we could probably mark that price up just a little bit. And I got to Googling on it, and actually there is some truth in it. I did not know this at first, but with that cut comb, we know they had it in those colonies from fall on into spring now. And you could definitely tell it's probably a fall honey because it was quite dark, this and that. But I was carrying on with Hannah, and I said, we could sell this as aged honey, kind of like aged wine. See about that. Well, undoubtedly, honey does get better over time, according to the research here. Because I asked it, I said, what did I ask it here? I'm on the wrong one. Does honey age like fine wine? And according to the Google review, it says yes, honey ages like fine wine, in that it can also indefinitely and develops deeper, more complex flavors over time. It does not spoil to the low moisture and high acidity. However, unlike wine, aging honey unusually causes it to darken, crystallize, and lose its fresh floral aroma. But it will get better over time as far as taste of it, so on and so forth. So,
Good time to lie.
well, yeah, or a good pot of beans. The next night everything's always better. And undoubtedly, I had no idea. I knew that it wouldn't never go spoil on you, this or that, but I didn't know it would age as like a fine wine as well, for taste and this and that with it. That's it, DC. Pretty much what it does. Deepens the flavor, but loses the floral notes. Then I got the nose around. I was like, well, what else can we kind of talk about on the honey end since we got it going on there? You have to read it off then.
They sell some honey and storage in Asia selling for like 10 grand a pound.
And where?
Asia?
Asia. Look, we'll sell ours for $9.99 a pound. We'll give you a better deal instead of that 10 grand. We'll do it for $9,999.
Yeah.
Yeah, no taxes either. I'll pay the taxes on it. Don't worry. That's crazy. $10,000 for aged honey. shoot, I may have been on to something here. I need to advertise that on wherever the Chinamen are advertising there. Till this is at least a year and a half old, been aging, and the bees been keeping it at the perfect temperatures and everything. All natural, non-GMO. All right, what did I have here? All right. Things about honey. Most of it, a lot of it started pretty well new, but there was a couple things that was interesting. Last forever, honey found in ancient Egypt tombs, thousands of years old, has been found still perfectly edible. The natural preservation, it kills bacteria by pulling the moisture out and through osmotic pressure. I believe that's going to be the word. The immense bee effort, a single pound of honey requires bees to visit roughly 2 million flowers and fly 55,000 miles. Complex flavors, honey is determined by its nectar source, ranging from different kinds of spicy, citrusy to spicy. It's not a sugar. Honey contains antioxidants, minerals, vitamins, enzymes, unlike refined sweeteners. And I have done this several times with minor scratches and burns. But helps with wounds due to its antimicrobial properties. Raw honey is used in hospitals to treat wounds and burns. Real good for them youngins that don't like it whenever you go to putting that Camp Openique, or some of y'all that are a few years older than myself, y'all have Mercurochrome. And nowadays it's pretty well just rubbing alcohol or peroxide. But let's see, we all know it can spoil if mismanaged. And I don't know about this, but according to this, it says bees never sleep. So honeybees are so active, they do not sleep. Now, I don't know about that. Could be wrong, but I do know that they definitely got to get their rest at some point in between things. The metal spoon myth, it is false that you can, or it is false that you cannot use a metal spoon. While honey is acidic, pre-contact does not cause damage, though long-term storage of a spoon in a jar is not recommended. Typically, then once again, the white foam that's in a jar of honey is not showing signs of it spoiling. It's just simply air bubbles that have escaped to the top. Crystallization, and it's not vegan because it is a product of animal labor. It is not considered vegan. So, some fun little facts there this evening. Let me get out here, get back to where I was. Yeah, I think they got to get some kind of rest at least, because got a video of it somewhere on our channel. It's probably a year or three down in there on the video end, but I had went out there one morning and I had the flashlight. I can't remember how I ever went. I'd gotten a couple bees off. It was before the sun even come up, and I was down there at them for whatever reason. But there were some bees hanging out on the landing board because it was in the middle of summertime. It's just pretty warm. But I got one little old honeybee, and I put her on my breeches leg there, and I just sat down and watched her for a little while until the sun come up. But she just kind of I don't know, chilled out, if you will. You could tell she was trying to get in a resting state. She wasn't pushed up like she was wanting to move around or anything like that. She found her a nice little old comfortable spot. Idled on down till the sun come on up, I guess trying to get her last little bit of rest before the day kicked off. But Definitely gonna figure out a little bit more on the science of that, see what they think. Which into some of the science I don't agree with, so I'll probably say they're wrong on that. Well, if you're vegan, that's cool. Or if you like high protein red meat, that's cool too. What? Uh, this and that. I've never had an issue or gotten into a conversation with a vegan and had a disagreement on it's right or wrong to be vegan. Well, and the reason I wouldn't jump on it too much, and especially if they're a believer kind of thing, the Bible tells you not to argue over that kind of stuff. You know, hey, if somebody wants to eat their vegetables, leave them alone, let them eat their vegetables. If somebody wants to eat a cow, leave them alone and let them eat their cow. No big deal. And ain't no use in getting your feathers ruffled on what's going on, this and that. But hey, do your thing the way I look at it. You ain't bothering me with it. Keith Spillman or I have to go back. Okay, I guess his next comment said honey is not considered vegan because it is an animal derivative product created through the exploitation of bees. Veganism seeks to exclude, as far as possible, all forms of animal exploitation. Keith Larimore, you better not grab his shoe because he's been walking through the cow pasture today. And cruelty to end out Keith Spillman's there. Hey, it tastes good. Rabbit's good. Squirrel's good. Cow. Bacon. I can eat a pound of bacon, no problem, by myself. And I like my vegetables too, so.
You like your vegetables smothered in cheese and casserole.
Well, it's good that way. Where are we at? Oh, well, we ain't even an hour into this thing. I done blew through beekeeping news except for one thing. I was going to save my angry woman story until later on. I may have to dive into that. Okay. I'll wait till she gets back on that end of things. I'm with you, Redfish. Man says I don't like to mistreat vegetables. What you know good, Jay? Good to see you, man. You got that yard looking good, brother. Like them boxes you got from whoever it was you got them from. But good to see that yard is expanding for you, my man. Hopefully you'll be able to get you a good little old crop of honey this year. Well, I have faith that you can do it, Mr. Dan. DC said he took one to the eyebrow the other day. She was after the camera and hit me instead. I wonder, because like Mr. Mike Berry, he was doing a video a couple years ago, and I picked up on this. I wonder if there's something coming out of these cameras, and especially them GoPros, that agitate them bees. Because I think he had just got him a different GoPro or something, and just about every colony he was trying to film with that new GoPro, them bees was not having any part of it. So I wonder if these things emit some kind of frequency whenever we're out there trying to record and kind of amps them up a little bit more. Now, I notice people that have the GoPros, for whatever reason, they seem to really get amped up on the GoPros, but okay. Keith Larimore got me there. He said he was saying that the signal of the camera was upsetting them. So undoubtedly there's some kind of frequency that they ain't too fond of the old GoPros or these cell phones. And once again, I'll say more so than doggone GoPros. Now, we don't have to worry about the Wi-Fi part. We ain't got no Wi-Fi, or I guess fiber optic Wi-Fi. We got it on these phones. And that's why I'm able to get the hotspot. But
It's not real. What?
we don't. All right, Keith, you can bring up this one, Keith Spillman in the Fine Country. He said, I wonder if bees prefer Apple or Android. Okay. We'll start this war up in here.
I can't afford Apple.
We can't afford, yeah. Or I'm just.
He wouldn't afford Apple. We could if we put our mind to it, but he don't care enough to afford Apple.
We run off the Androids. Runs beautifully. Does everything I need it to do. It's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
I can pay $300 for my Android phone. And I've had some excellent comments whenever the phone works right. Now, I put that a little in there. Disclaimer, when it works right. But some people have said, man, what are you using for that camera? That's some really good shots you get in there, this and that. Well, I stand like a banty rooster first thing in the morning. It's an Android. And she'll run good. But I don't know about the iPhone. I've never run an iPhone, so I don't know.
Keep the Apple and operate the Android.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ziggy said research about 60-hour level of phones and the 1,000 hours levels of power. I'm assuming 1,000 levels of power lines is pretty cool to read. Bees get confused or something at the level because it's like swarming signal or something.
Bees regrettably would like Apple better.
I guess.
I hope my bees love me anyway.
Our bees love us.
Because I'm not buying an Apple. I'm not even spending that much on Android, James. But I will have me a little moment if I can't find a phone for less than $300 at Walmart.
All I'm doing is talking.
That's it. Talking to he Googles like crazy on his phone. But that's it. I mean, that's it, Larry. More like just number one, he's too rough. He's rougher on the cell phone than he is blue jeans kind of deal. Like no, and me, I'm clumsy as all get out. I drop them left and right. We will buy a good screen protector in case or whatever, but I ain't fixing to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a phone.
Nope, she got me a military grade right here.
I did.
She said, "See, this is military grade. You ain't supposed to be able to tear it up. This and that." And so
he's
far,
done good so far.
Yeah.
The only thing he's broke off is the little kickstand on the back of the case. He's done pretty good.
Yeah, because I've dropped it off houses, scaffolding,
Literally.
ladders.
Quite literally.
Yeah, it's had its moments of you flip it over.
He's left it on the toolbox a few times. And on the side of the truck.
Hey, I left the dog on one of them Stanley cups, metal cups that hot or cold, it keeps your stuff hot or cold. That joker rode for about 3 miles on the bumper of the truck. And I made a turn going into the local Dollar General right down the road here. And whenever I made that turn, I guess I took it a little bit hard in it.
Clang, clang, clang.
Man, it sounded like you was a bull in a china shop whenever that thing just exploded. Boom! Well, I didn't know it, but whenever we was turning in, my nephew and one of his friends was out there at the stop sign. And whenever I seen it go, it was one of them, well, I ain't even going to try to pick that thing up. I'm just going to keep on going the heck with it. Well, about the time we get out the truck, my nephew comes pulling up with his friend. He's like, this fell off the bumper of your truck. I said, yeah, I didn't know that was y'all that it flew out in front of, but appreciate you bringing it back to me. So I kept it for a little while longer, then switched to my glass mason jars after that. What?
Mike Tangway, he said his boy became a command sergeant major today.
Well, good deal on that.
So I told him that's something to be proud of.
Indeed.
Right there. That is an accomplishment for that man.
Well, tell him we appreciate him, and that's to every one of y'all out there, whether you're active or retire. All jokes aside, we appreciate every one of you that get out there and putting your life on the line so the rest of us can try to get a little bit of rest at night. Indeed, DC. Total respect for that achievement. Where we at? Y'all got any questions for us or
anything we can talk about?
Yeah, this or that. Y'all got a subject?
We need guidance, people. We need guidance.
Because I almost thought about going on a rant today, but I didn't. I'm not going to do it. But I almost, it was a small high beetle rant. And I was like, no, I ain't going to do that to the people. This and that. I'll save it for another day. So on and so forth. But I thought that would make for good entertainment to go on my rant about that. But I'll save that for later because probably what I'll do with it is I'll rant about the small high beetle, then I will rant about the M's on the next one. But I may save them. This and that.
That you owe a lot to the swear jar.
I would fill the jar up.
What are you talking about?
Since you want to push the issue.
I'm not.
You're pushing the issue. Okay. The other week I was watching some videos and a few weeks prior to that, one that really got me because this one guy, he's a master beekeeper, works at a college, knows everything there is, got the HDs and all this kind of good stuff, got the paperwork to say he's smart pretty much. But watching a video and him sitting there saying, well, there ain't no way pretty much to get rid of these hive beetles and you're just going to have to deal with it, so on and so forth. Well, I thought to myself, absolutely, there's a way to get rid of them hive beetles and keep them out of your daggum hives, but do you want to hear it? And without him answering me, I just left a comment anyway. And I told him, I said, I dare you pretty much to give it an honest try for 1 year. Do your science, do your everything behind it, and if you do what I tell you, you won't have to worry about the small hive beetle anymore in them colonies kind of thing. Granted, you may find one or two, but you will not have to worry about infestations and absconding no more. And it kind of went on a little bit more to about, it's either one or two things for me. The way I look at it is if they find a way to stop it, and this is for the colleges and anybody that's getting grants off of research, okay? If they figure out a way to stop it, which there's a way to do it, that ends the federal funding and grant money that comes in for your research because you found a cure.
You don't sound like a conspiracy theorist at all.
None of this is conspiracy theorist because we can prove everything that I'm saying. It's on video, documented.
Right.
That's why I say I wasn't going to go into the big rant about it. But you pushed the issue.
To go into the rant.
You
I
pushed
just didn't know what in the world you were talking about.
And now the people are here for it.
We can move on
Mm-hmm.
anytime.
Next week it'll be about them M's. Don't y'all worry. I'll have something about them things. There's ways to get rid of them too. 92% kill rates and more. And if I remember right, it's the same college where this dude teaches at.
But what if you don't remember right?
He had a scientist come in and said, hey, you're killing these mites at well over 90%. And you're not putting a chemical one in them things of any kind or whatever. The scientist is telling the teacher that's at this university, telling him this. They called him down there. And he's like, yeah, I'll show y'all how I'm doing it. Da-da-da. So and so forth. Well, they went down there. It's all documented science on the paperwork. Anybody can go back and look at it. But he went down to that university and said, okay, give me some colonies and we'll do this. Well, lo and behold, guess what?
What?
The man that studies parasites that started doing research on the M's. So here you go. This is how you do it. And lo and behold, they was having well over 90% unaliving rates on them mites.
Oh, no, they wasn't.
Yes, they was. And that dude was a scientist. So when somebody gives me, oh, well, Tim, tell me the science behind it. Well, I got it now, Jack. And I can lead you right on to it. But we'll save the full story like Carl Harvey for next week. That'll be the rest of the story. He may or may not have. I'll put it like that.
Mr. Russell St. Tallow is starting to open today.
Seriously?
Russell ain't. That's what he said. You in such a foul mood, you gonna question him too?
No, I ain't gonna question Mr. Russell. That man ain't gotta worry about me questioning.
Crawfishing real quick.
No, because he don't say, Tim, show me the science.
Hey, Blaine.
He just says, look in the trees right there.
Change the subject for us since you just stumbled in the
And that's
door?
where it's at. Blaine probably happy that I'm on this subject.
Yeah.
Thank you, Blaine. You ain't even got to say nothing in the comments. I appreciate you. He's probably thinking, dang, I just walked in. What did I just walk
Mr.
in?
Roy, he has that jar like a $20 bill now.
I tell you, it's been working on me.
Apparently so.
I can't hold it in much longer before I just do a full-on YouTube video about it.
Blaine says, I agree, Tim. I don't even know to what, but I agree.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Hey, did you tell Blaine about that, what you call it, I seen?
What?
That video said the Dr. Pepper butter.
No, I didn't.
All I could think about was you, Blaine. I don't know if I have the guts to try this at all, but I seen it on the Book of Faces, and apparently it's like a really, really popular thing. But you put 1 can of Dr. Pepper in a cook pot on the stove, and you heat it until it's just like nothing but the thick syrup left. It's like 2 tablespoons of it or something. But you put that in a stick of butter and make Dr. Pepper butter instead of honey butter. And I showed it to Tim, and he was like, we got to tell Blaine. Because that's the only person I could think of that might try something like
Well, tell
that.
him what
But
tell him
everybody says it's really, really good. I don't know if I can make myself do that.
what I said right before that.
I don't remember.
Whoever came up with that had them a showing up left-handed cigarette and got done with that thing and sat down and thought,
Yeah.
I wonder what Dr. Pepper butter would taste like, man.
I was with you, Larry Morris. Like I don't dislike Dr. Pepper. Like I can drink it, but I know that's what I was thinking, Eric. Like, how do you even come up with that? Who thinks that process out? But it was getting to be like a trending thing or whatever they call it. I was just like, I don't know. I don't know about that.
All right, Ziggy says 40 some years of Aurora and it hasn't been cured, so to say. Even if we could get rid of every mite and every hive, there's one problem. All the mites living in the pearl colonies. Agreed. But getting rid of what's in your yard to have strong colonies there, there are, we'll say, the scientific proof ways of getting rid of them there, and what you can, we'll say, a controlled environment, even though the bees are not any kind of a controlled environment really, except for keeping them in that box. Them bees are going to do what they want, go wherever they want, forage, the whole shooting match. But
Keith's got a point.
What he said?
He said the same guy that slurped down the first oyster thought of the Dr. Pepper butter.
Yeah.
You've got a point. But I ain't fixing to slurp down that oyster either. Yeah. I don't know. I just had to throw that out there. I was like, I've never in my life heard of something like that. I don't know.
Worth a shot. Maybe good on your biscuits first thing in the morning.
You don't even drink Dr. Pepper.
I know, but I mean, for the Dr. Pepper lovers out there, they may enjoy it. And I wouldn't be one of those people, but I'm not going to.
He was either starving or brave. Texas butter flavored soda.
Now,
I don't know about that. I don't know about mixing butter and cokes like that. That's just strange.
I'll just stick to the honey butter. I know that's good.
Yeah.
And I like that on the biscuits and toast. Pretty good. Whatever else I decide to slap it on there. Good old sweet potato.
Ooh, yeah.
Man, what you talking about? Especially the Mississippi taters. And we've been through this, but anybody's new to our bunch, Mississippi potatoes is where you want to go. Especially, what is it? Chilton City, Mississippi. That man you talk about. They got good sweet potatoes.
Mississippi just come in too.
Which one?
Ooh, Mr. Dan. No. Ugh. That Randy thing.
Oh, there's that old dirt rooster.
The dirt rooster.
Good to see you, man.
Did you see him and Miss Elizabeth? That the tags are going out finally. They got theirs on their car. She's been spotting them on the road.
He got his for that fine new pick-em-up truck he got running around South
he was
Mississippi.
putting it on in the rain too.
Hey, the man done good on that picture. I'm not much of a Ford man. I'll say that. Y'all go ahead and beat me up now.
Truck,
but he got him a nice looking truck. Brian?
Dr. Pepper creamed honey.
Hey, you may be on to something there, Bubba, with that. Ain't no telling.
I don't know. I think I'll stick with your lemon creamed honey fries. I know that's good.
The lemon cream, I'll say some of my favorite out of the cream honey is the elderberry. Now, who what Mr. Russell Amon, Miss
Russell
Sharon
Koopman.
Koopman, they sent that to us, and buddy, that I like. But the lemon probably be next, and then the strawberry and the
My
apple cinnamon.
favorite's the raspberry,
Raspberry's good.
and then the apple cinnamon, and then the strawberry, probably. But that raspberry is incredible. Oh no, Redfish, unsubscribe.
Hey, y'all don't hate me. We can still be friends, you know, that kind of thing.
Larimore, I think you kind of got to be a little bit of both, don't you?
Strangely intelligent.
Strangely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, from what we're figuring out with these doggone things, and you know, we sure enough ain't a
I
big
think
time
you got to
beekeeping
be
bunch, but
intelligent to be able to keep up with them. But I mean, you got to be a little bit strange to love a critter that, in my case, could kill you. You know, one little pop from their butt. That'd be it. But I still love them. So you got to be a little bit weird and crazy and strange.
look at this man talking hate in here. All cream honey is gross. Prove me wrong by sending me samples, and he's got his numeric in there. So, any of y'all making cream honey that ain't happy with his comment, send it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Prove him wrong. I want to see
Ain't no
this.
scam involved at all in that.
Nope, not one bit. Yeah. If you send it in glass, wrap it real good.
Ooh, Brian just got some elderberry powder. He's gonna make him some.
Hey, that I'm telling you, that elderberry, I like it.
That stuff's good. It's got like a tart taste to it a
There's
little bit.
a wang to it a little bit, but
that's
it's
just
good.
the elderberry flavor, though. It's really good. He said, "Challenge me." He will gladly critique your product.
Oh yeah, and he'll do it in a manner say, "Look, this batch here ain't no good. Fix it. Send me another one."
And we'll retry it and go from there.
Exactly. No, I mean, that's how trial and error. Get through it.
Elderberry was one of my favorites until I tried the raspberry. That stuff just is at the top.
I hadn't seen no elderberry blooming out yet. I think that'd be another probably month and a half. But I tell you what, I don't know if the bees fool with it or not, but the doggone Chinaberry trees put off this year for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Man, you've seen Chinaberry in bloom all over the place. And if you don't know what you're looking for when they ain't in bloom, it just looks like everything else. But buddy, when that thing started blooming, you knew where every daggum Chinaberry tree was around here.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know, Larry. I guess it's kind of personal preference, but I will say that Joey's just unflavored cream honey he made was the smoothest I've ever tasted, and I liked it a lot better, I think, than the grainier one. Yeah, they don't even know, Rod.
now we got a little bit left, and we was talking about trying our hand at some cream honey. We got probably about a gallon of honey left, and I think we got enough of seed in there to start a little bitty batch according to the ratio of what you're supposed to have for honey to make you cream honey there. But haven't made that leap yet. Definitely gonna try it, but I want to try to.
See, I'm like Eric. It's not a deal breaker, but I would kind of prefer the creamier a little bit. Well, he would say he would prefer the grainier a little bit. To me, the grainier was almost like a jam. Like even in the way it was spread and everything, it reminded me a lot of like a fruit jam.
But it's still good. Anyway, especially whenever you
Oh, it's all good. It's not like I'm not gonna eat it.
put the flavoring in it,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. Now, as far as just like with it raw, I mean, it's good on some toast, this and that. I'm not knocking it on that end, but these when y'all started getting into these flavors, and especially y'all sending us some here and there, and God love them. The last few years, Mr. Russell and Miss Koopman come down. He'll bring a jar for us to try of his newer stuff, and I think last year was the elderberry and something else. Then this year,
I think he brought us elderberry and strawberry last year. This year was the vanilla and the raspberry.
Yes. So
if y'all can order some, I would highly recommend trying Mr. Russell Koopman's too. Him and Miss Sherry do amazing on there.
Thinking of that, Mr. Russell, you get them bees out of the house yet? My understanding, he has some bees up in that house, and Miss Sharon.
Mr. Russell Koopman did.
Miss Sharon was like, kind of, I think, gently telling him in a way it's time to get him out of the house, type thing. But I know some of y'all finna get some cold weather again up that way. But I think it's going to be more so like Eric and Brian, Colorado region. Y'all bunch up that way. It's supposed to get down to, I think, some freezing temps.
Yeah,
next couple days.
Very good point, Eric. The crystallized honey don't drip off your biscuit on your shirt.
But what you do is you just pull your shirt up and you lick that honey off your shirt. That's how you get that.
Even if you're in public.
Yeah, it don't matter. Don't watch me eat because I ain't watching y'all. Don't be mad because mine's better than yours.
Crazy.
All right, they're doing fine. Just too small now. Need them a boost. Well, hopefully y'all be out of these freezing temperatures for good. But we are enjoying the cool weather once again that y'all have sent down here to us.
Well, layer more. Like 1 step forward and 3 steps back, huh? He rehomed some swarms last week and turned around and caught 3 more this week.
Well, you having a good season on them swarms again, friend.
Actually, Redfish, this will be our 4th annual official honey competition. Won't it?
Yeah, it will be 4th year. So
that's crazy.
Y'all don't push it too early yet. I know y'all jumped on it last year. I think it was around June. Somebody said something, and
Sarah sent the first one in like June or something.
It was either her or Mr. Russell Amon, and Buddy.
Mr. Russell, that's who it was.
It just kept on getting in here until September, but when we get a little closer to September, we'll let everybody know on that. We'll definitely make sure Mr. Donnie Sugar's good.
Yeah.
He got a new timing belt, so he's feeling much better. And for y'all may not understand what I'm saying, he got his pacemaker put in. Yeah, so
that's why he's been on prayer list. But he's home. He's doing really good. He's recovered good. Said he didn't even realize just how bad he was feeling until he started feeling this good. So
now that he's got a new timing belt, running good.
He said no, almost sent something.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all just hold tight. We're gonna get there.
That's it.
That way, y'all can get you spring and summers together. Because usually when we do it, we ain't nobody able to really get no fall in. Because I think what we'll do is just start trying to do it the last week of September.
Yeah.
Each year instead of doing it in the middle of the month or the first week, what have you. I think we're just gonna the last Sunday in September. We'll probably try to do it that way. Everybody's got more time to get in because I know there was a lot of people saying, "Hold on, I'm sending it, but I want to try to get one more run out of it." But yeah, we gonna do it again, y'all. And since Ollie wants to hoard everything, he's out. We're gonna get our diabetic in here and do it right.
Well, Mr. Donnie did the really honey judging last year. The kids just did the cream honey.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, we did do that. Let the kids do the cream honey for ones of y'all.
We had so many entries too. We had to break it up a little bit.
Yeah, we got some of it. She moved the honey thing. I don't know if y'all can see it good, but back behind us back there, and let's see if I can lean this chair back if y'all can see it. Give me just a second. Catch up on this end. Y'all are 10 seconds behind. No, can't see it. But anyway, it's all back there.
He's working on it. Well, what else you got? Buttons?
Where are we at in time? Is it derail time? Y'all ready to derail?
It's 8:30.
Because have I got a story for y'all?
Oh no.
The ones of you that wasn't on the Book of Faces, and I have to explain all that.
We'll get y'all a list of bribe suggestions together for the judge.
He said last year that he didn't like sourwood. Mr. Randy sent him some sourwood from his area.
Sourwood, apparently.
And he had a change of heart on the sourwood because Mr. Donnie talked about he got some up, I guess, up that way, Carolinas or Virginia somewhere whenever he was driving trucks. And he said, "Man, that sourwood honey, that stuff was terrible." Well, then we kind of talked about it last year leading up to the Ute, and he's like, I don't know about that sourwood. And Mr. Randy, we was doing the testing, and I think Hannah put it into comments, this is a sourwood Mr. Donnie don't like. He went back in for more, digging around, scraping that old cup out, trying to get everything he could out of it, fell in love with it. So, either or, we'll get him fixed up. Because he knows some of who y'all are, that's for sure. Lee from Kodiak Farms, he knows for sure. Because Lee has sent him some honey. He knows Mr. Randy now. Tar Heel Randy. There was somebody else that was sending him some honey. Who was it? I can't remember who it was. I had to go back and look on the deal. I can't remember who it was, but somebody else out of the bunch said, make sure Mr. Donnie gets this.
And now that song's playing in my head, Lee. Thank you very much.
Okay. Derail time. So saddle up, cinch your seatbelt, because here we go. The other morning, driving down the highway, minding my own business, going to pick my mama up to take her to the doctor, as a matter of fact. It's about 8 in the morning. We had to pick her up a little after 8. We're going down the little old country road, but as you go through this country road, now there's a city, we'll just say. Young city. It ain't 10 years old probably, but they have got Barney Fife mentality, and they will write their grandmama a ticket for looking at them wrong. These dudes, and I know one of them personally, grew up with the guy. If I ever get stopped, I hope it's him. That way I can possibly talk my way out of whatever he's pulling me over for. But I try not to give him any reason. But this one area, we know how they are. So I set the speed control on there at what posted speed limit was. Y'all don't get mad at me. But here comes some woman riding our tail. Right, I'm talking about you couldn't even see her headlights in the rearview mirror anymore. And I'm one of the ones that I can't.
He don't tolerate rude behavior.
No, not at all. And especially, with me, it's one thing, but I have my wife in the vehicle, and you're putting her life in danger because you're just being an idiot wanting to get down the road. Pass me, okay? We're going to go back to driver's ed a little bit. ... in the road means you can pass and go around somebody. It don't mean.
You're getting loud.
Well, it's got me worked up again.
He spilled my coffee today. Doing just that.
They got me worked up.
Mm-hmm.
So, plenty of dots on the road. Woman could have passed 1,000 times. Nope, she wants to ride my tail in. So, we'll just say a squirrel run out in front of me, and I had to brake abruptly. You know how them squirrels are?
Redfish just said Lonesome Dove was awesome.
Yes, sir.
He caught my movie reference.
Yep. And so, as me coming to an abrupt stop due to the squirrel running across the road, I look back in the mirror and her head goes forward and she almost eats that steering wheel. Son, she come alive.
And he fell apart laughing at her. Oh my word. And that just set her off. But she was driving like a blooming idiot. So it set me off. 2 times she did try to go around us and almost caused a head-on collision with 2 different people. And when she finally did get around us, she had like 3 kids bouncing around in the back of that car while she's trying her best to hang out the passenger side window to flip us off because he is dying laughing at this idiot going down the road.
Because then after that, I did slow down. I slowed down to like 25, 30 miles an hour. Everybody with her and behind her, they was fired up with me too. But I was like, I'm over it. Look at you. You can go around if you want to do whatever you want. Then finally, she passed us on a hill in a double line like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
But she saluted me on her way around. Y'all know what I'm saying? And got on down the highway, this and that. Well, we start rocking on, getting down the road. We pick my mama up. And God love my mama. She's got to have some kind of hearing aid implants put in. And we're trying to talk to her, this and that. But I looked at Hannah. I said, I'm living rent free in that woman's brain all day long. And that's what she did in the truck. And I said, I'm going to put that on the book of faces just to see where it goes. And she said, if you do that, you're going to have all of our little old town thinking something's up.
I told him, if you post that, it's going to be all over Georgetown by sundown that we done split. And something's happened. And sure enough, 15 minutes, not even 15 minutes after he posted that, I get a screenshot and a text talking about what's going on and whose butt am I whipping for this.
And that come from Dallas, Texas.
Clear from Dallas, Texas. And I was like, so how fast you reckon it's going to take to get the rest of the way around 5 square miles of Georgetown, Alabama?
Larimore, yeah, that's what I meant by that, talking about I'm living rent free in some woman's mind.
Oh,
You're
that's
welcome.
exactly what he was talking. But God love him. There was people from our church commenting like, I love y'all. I'm praying for y'all.
Yeah, it kind of.
I was like, you've got to clear the record. Or there's get everybody in town's gonna think we're divorced and you done moved out by sunset.
Oh yeah, as we're going down the road, she's telling me you need to put something on there pretty quick so it doesn't get. And I was like, well, I mean, I'll do it after the doctor, what have you. So I was letting it marinate for a little while, just for the just to give some people like, I knew it. He was
No, you can't make this stuff up, Rich.
this or that. So I let it marinate for several hours and finally got home. And that's whenever some of y'all had commented on there and reacted to it. And that's whenever the context for clarity message came out of, I'm not sending back bad signals to some woman that I seen, that I want to engage with, this or that. And that, after the context for clarity message, that's when everybody started hitting on it, oh yeah, laughing and liking. Before that, there was one person that looked at or reacted to that message, and she was one of the ones. God love her. She's an angel sent from heaven. Honestly, I mean it about this woman.
Yes.
And
that's what I thought. I was like, you got don't be stressing that lady out, because she's probably sitting over there heartbroken, praying for us, thinking something's wrong with us. He did, but not nearly enough, apparently.
I got my fair share of whooping, but I deserved every one of them.
But he enjoys it too much. He enjoys the chaos so much.
Well, one of them, you done put me here, so now you got to deal with the consequences of what you have created. And oftentimes in those situations where you want to ride my tail so much, I tell you what, I will just stop in the middle of the road. I don't care if we're doing 65 miles an hour going down the road. We're going to come to a complete stop.
He's done that.
And then whenever you salute me on the way, hey back to you. You know what I mean?
But then you end up at the same red light half a mile down the road. Oh my word.
No, it wasn't Philip sending messages or screenshot. Talking about what the world's going on.
No. No. And that was just the beginning of that day.
Yep. I guess I got my payback. As soon as we got to the doctor, Hannah opened up the truck door and goes, "You hear that?" And I got out and I heard it.
Every bit of air just whooshing out of that tire on that car. I was so mad. Red light.
Green light.
We don't have a single red light in our town, thank God. We got to drive 11 miles to the first red light. 11 miles in either direction, actually, to the first red light.
Yep.
She was saying you was number one.
She was definitely telling me I was number one. That's for sure.
No, he was at the bottom of her poop list that day.
Well,
I'm telling you, she was probably boiling mad at him all day long and still woke up mad the next morning.
She had the look of one of the meth monsters that runs around. And if y'all could have seen her in the rearview mirror, you'd have been like, I get it, Tim, kind of thing. But she was all up on that steering wheel. I feel sorry for whoever, if she's married, whoever that dude is. I don't think so. I ain't fixing to put up with no crap like that. No woman. And
she was very irate. I'll just put it like that.
You could tell that she is used to.
I did say a prayer for her, DC, and them kids, especially.
That was the biggest thing, because afterwards, if I'd have seen the kids in the car, I wouldn't have braked for that squirrel. But after seeing the kids in the car, it just, I thought to myself, I was like, lady, you don't even realize what kind of danger you're putting your kids in by acting like this, period. First of all, they're not in seatbelts, so on and so forth. If you're an adult and you don't want to wear a seatbelt, okay, hey, that seriously, I'm cool with it. Do your thing, but
protect your babies.
I have put too many children on helicopters and transported too many children to hospitals, ejected from vehicles and stuff like that because of them not being properly belted or in a seat, this and that. So that was the biggest rub of it afterwards whenever she passed us, and we seen that she ain't even got the kids buckled in. And them kids couldn't have been, probably the oldest one wasn't no more than 7 years old. And it's just like, you know, don't be mad if you get down the road and you have an accident and something happens to one of your children. Don't be standing on the side of the road talking about, oh, I wish I'd have. Well, it's too late then. You should have thought about that whenever you was acting a fool going down the road.
Well, you have ranted for 46 minutes, honey. You feel better?
I did pretty good. I feel a little bit better. Y'all wait till next week whenever we get on the M's. I just barely touched on the Beatles, so there's more to
My
come.
next investment is going to be a punching bag for stress relief.
I've been telling her I want a speedball for a lot of years.
I don't know if I'm coordinated enough for a speedball. I think I need a punching bag. Everybody going to bed on us.
Well, I get it.
Blaine's here for you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Jasper's curling up to go to bed.
Larimore was talking about what ticks him off. He's got the kids in the car and you got Cheech and Chong rolling out.
I think she is hitting something a little bit harder than what Cheech and Chong was smoking.
Most definitely.
She was way too erratic for that.
So that brings me back to another old story. This is an older story.
Maybe just a fidget spinner.
Yeah. When I was working on the ambulance, me and the dude I was working with that day, man, me and him had a blast on that truck. Whenever it was me and Brian on the truck, we made sure we had our snacks and fishing poles. The fishing poles fit perfectly where the backboards went. You didn't have to break them down or nothing. You could set your rod and reel right in back where the backboards are. If you had an accident or where you had to put somebody on a backboard, you could just move them to the other side over there, not hurt nothing, transport the patient. And we'd oftentimes go back to one of the big lakes and we'd pull the ambulance off on the side of the road whenever nothing's happening. We'd sit there and fish for a while. Kind of thing.
There used to be quite a few places you could go ditch fishing, find some good little honey holes.
But me and Brian, partner then, we was going down a 5-lane highway, and he'd been in it a few more years than I had been, but we was pretty well. Brian's about 6 years older than me, but he looked over one morning. We had just got on shift on the truck, and he looked over and he said, "Turn the lights on the truck and bump that siren." And I was like, well, "What for, man? We ain't even got a call or nothing." He said, "Just do it because we fix to pull this car over." I said, "Brian, we're not the law. We have red lights, not blue lights." He said, "We're going to pull this car over." I was like, "Okay." So flipped the lights on, did the old meh, meh. Got the woman's attention, and Brian, he's looking at her, telling her, "Pull over." Well, what it was, she didn't have her kids in seatbelts. And they was in the back of that car, bouncing back and forth, running around. And he motioned her to get over, and she did. Pulled over into a parking lot, and we pulled up back behind her. And Brian got out and told her, he said, "Ma'am, if you see the things that I see on a daily basis, I guarantee you would be putting your children in a seatbelt." Needless to say, by the time she left, every one of her children were sitting like choir kids in the back of the vehicle, seatbelting.
Well, that's a good story for a church.
Brought it on. The old Brian saved the day on that one.
Mm-hmm. But that's also the same guy that super glued a patient's butt to the bench because they made him mad.
There's forms of restraint.
Yeah, especially in his mind. Oh my gosh.
And to a point, yeah, we'll end that right there. Boy, but did we have fun on that end. I remember one day he didn't shut that door real good of where them backboards are, and me and him took off, and I went to make a turn down the road. Whenever I did, every backboard and the whole shooting match come out the back of that truck and went flying down the highway. Brian looks back and he goes, "Well, I don't guess I shot it good, did I, Timmy?" And I said, "No, you didn't, brother."
You do what you gotta do. Oh my word. I'm fixing to leave y'all with this conversation.
There's so many other stories, but we had fun. That's it, Redfish. Some people do just sit in super glue sometimes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
He told one big old burly boy on the wreck one time, this is big old, he was probably big as dirt rooster. And Brian's about my size. He probably weighed 20 pounds more than me.
Brian's shorter than you.
Yeah, we called him Chipmunk Cheeks. Old Brian. Because he had big old chipmunk cheeks. He smiled like a chipmunk. You know. So that was his nickname. But old boy was drunk one night in a wreck, and it was me and him that just got there. And Brian was asking, "Hey man, you all right? You know, you want to go to the hospital, this and that?" And what the dude popped off to him. And Brian looks up as far as he can look up and points at that guy and says, "Mister, this is a tree you don't want to climb." And I'm looking at Brian, I'm like, "Brian,
He could sit on.
Yeah, he could break both of us kind of thing. So how in the world is he going to climb that tree?" But he straightened that old fella right on out on the side of the highway right there.
Oh, I remember that one.
Next time you see him, Matt, tell him, say, you know, this is a tree you don't want to climb.
Honestly, I could have used that with that fella in Citronelle that day. It made me so mad. It's cemetery. Oh my word. That sucks, Larimore.
Yep. We had that happen right out here this past November in front of the house. A couple we know straight on into a pine tree, and it took me and Hannah every bit of 2 minutes to get out there to them, and it was obvious kind of thing. And we was going to leave the scene as it was for investigation purposes, but it wasn't about 3 or 4 minutes later that vehicle started catching on fire, and we ended up, Lord knows, I don't know how we got them car doors open, not having much to it. Me and the neighbor was able to snatch both passenger side and driver side doors open and got both patients out. Hannah worked on her, and I worked on the other man the man in the passenger seat for a good little while, but it was pretty well obvious how things was going to turn out.
That's
Yeah.
That really sucks.
We
No
on that.
seatbelts involved.
Had one of them. It was Memorial Day 2001, I think it was. What?
He was asked how he got out of the vehicle. He said the man in white got him out and put him in the ditch, but there wasn't nobody there.
It was funny how
Was he the only survivor? Oh, that is awesome, Blaine.
Good deal.
Heck yeah. That's really good to hear. Really, really good to hear.
Larimore, we could probably sit on the phone and tell them old unfortunate stories for days on them calls like that.
How can you say that is unfortunate?
What? I mean, I'm talking about just them bad calls. That's awesome what that youngin told him. I would tell let me tell an inspiring one. U.S. Highway 45 is a main thoroughfare that runs through Mobile County, and got called for automobile accident with entrapment. Lights and sirens, here we go. We get there, and me and the fire chief was the first two on the scene. And so the vehicle had went off into the woods, probably about 30 yards, pretty good stretch off into the woods. And A gentleman got out of the driver's side. He said he was okay. He said, but my wife is in front and she's hurt. I was like, all right. So we went around to the passenger side, started checking on this woman. If you ever been a first responder, fire, EMS, you know the whole line of question: are you hurting? What's hurting? So on, the whole spiel. Well, we didn't realize it at first, but she said my legs are hurting so bad right now. Was like, okay, is your back hurting? Anything like that? She said, no, it's just my legs. They're hurting so bad. She said, but I've been paralyzed for over 20 years and I have not felt my legs since then. And we got her out of that vehicle and she was transported to the hospital. But my prayer always was, said, Lord, you gave that woman feeling back in her legs. I hope and pray that one day she'll be able to walk again, because she said she literally, for that 20 some odd years, couldn't feel any kind of pain or anything like that waist down. But something with that accident jarred something in there to where she got feeling back in her legs, and on to the hospital she went. But never did check back on her to see how it turned out. But it was one of them calls that kind of stuck with me. It was like,
That
you
was
never
one
know.
thing that stuck the most to me was, you rarely ever got to follow up with the patients you ran on and see how everything turned out.
Well, we had a little boy one time. Me and Hannah was in Walmart, and
The pharmacy.
was it the pharmacy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't recognize the kid. Whenever they brought it up, I knew immediately what the call was, but it had been a couple years. And a little boy come up to us and he was, I thank y'all, I thank y'all. And we're like, for what, buddy? I'm sorry, but I don't recognize you or your mom or anything like that. Well, the mama got to explaining the story of uh, he had pulled a pot off the stove whenever he was, what was it, about 5 or 6 then when it happened?
No, he was about 3 or 4. He was toddler age, but she had done some ramen noodles in the microwave, like boiled the noodles in water, and the baby pulled it out, and he was just wearing a diaper. So when he pulled it out, he dumped that boiling water just straight down him.
No, we didn't even wait for the ambulance on that.
It was so brutal. No, we threw the baby in the rescue truck. The mama got in the truck I took down there, and we all hauled butt back to the station to put the baby on the helicopter. But I think she said he had something like 15 or 17 skin graft surgeries in 3 or 4 years trying to fix it. And he was scarred. That little boy, he was scarred.
But
But they thought it was going to get better.
He remembered who we were, kind of thing. And I was like, well, buddy, it's good. I'm glad you up and doing good.
He was wide open. He wasn't slowing down though.
No, it's just like ain't even nothing happened kind of thing. Them scars was just only on the outside. That youngin', he was being a youngin' again. But, well, hey, Grayson, good to see you, bud. We done been through everything, I think, on list. How in the world we got diverted on bad calls, I don't know. But,
Well, excellent. You have it, though. I got to get up. I've been squirming and squirming.
Well, we got 2 hours on the butt.
We gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yep. DC, let me get back to your comment. What he was talking about, getting him a solar wax melter.
He was asking about what's the best way to clean excluders. But Wayne had suggested maybe he said he just throws them out in the sun in Texas heat and let the what's work. We fixing to find out, ain't we? We didn't work much this week. Did a whole bunch of running, done the honey and stuff.
Oh, you all right, Larimore? I mean, we still there's some of them that you won't ever forget, kind of thing, and
don't apologize for bringing it up, Larimore.
no, because even ourselves, we need to talk about them things. Decompress, as we call it, or used to call it. All right, Redfish, take care of yourself, man.
Yeah, Miss Janet, we said hello.
Yeah. But DC, I don't know if it'd get hot enough out there in your neck of the woods to do like Blaine's talking about. Be something we could definitely do, no problem down here. But
oh, hey, Buck, I didn't know you was in here. Going in for another one tomorrow. I will surely say a prayer for her.
indeed.
I know that ain't nothing fun sitting through them infusions. You gonna come say goodnight?
But on our end, we pray. We don't take it with us, but the good Lord knows what our prayer list is.
Mm-hmm.
And every time we sit down for a meal somewhere or something like that, that is in our prayers. Lord, be with the ones on the prayer list. You know the need. We ask that you lift them up according to your will.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that there's many of you out there praying for folks as well over the same thing. So definitely got y'all in our prayers on that end of things, Captain.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure.
Hey, as believers, we're affected by that by his name every day. I know I am. Times of correction, times of understanding. And Lord, whenever you give me the wisdom of the knowledge that you're giving to me, it's like, all right. Thank you, Lord, for including me in on things.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna let you.
Okay.
I hope y'all have a good week. But I gotta get up. I can't take it no more. I will talk to all of y'all very soon.
Well, Bucks, we'll definitely do that, brother. We're praying that she can get through this and get back on a good track. Yeah. Well, y'all, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up. It's closing time, I guess. Last call. And I forgot we got work to do tomorrow. It's been a couple of days. I've enjoyed these days off. I ain't gonna lie about that. Been nice, especially since this weather come in and didn't get show enough pretty. But Mr. Russell Amon, I'm gonna be nosing around everywhere, looking for doggone tallow to be blooming. See if anything's gonna be going on this way. And I did notice them old scopolamine is gonna be putting off pretty good this year. So that's the second year in a row they finally gonna do something good around here. So maybe everything else will as well. But I'm definitely gonna be nosing around to see about the popcorn trees, or the tallow as they call it. But till then, God bless you, everyone. Lord willing, we'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all take care, everybody.
Well, guess that's it for today. See you next time at Gunline Bees.